Hey YouTube, it's John Willie 77. Today is April 26th. It's a Tuesday. I am a day late on my video. I apologize for that. Yesterday was the start of a 10-game homestand in 11 days, so it was a little crazy. Worked out in the morning and went right into work, and it was the fastest game on record for the D-backs, 2 hours and 4 minutes, which was awesome, but it was busy. So let's update you on the numbers. Today I weighed in at 307. So 3 pounds lost this week. I'm excited about that. I worked really hard this past week, and I think it's, obviously it's paying off. So 3 pounds this week, total in 8 weeks. 8 weeks. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm at 8 weeks. You start to lose track after a while. Total in 8 weeks is 43 pounds. So that is super exciting. And had a good support group the other night. We talked about the cost of food, and my surgeon, Dr. Simpson, had said, he came into the meeting and basically said he'd gotten a lot of emails this week saying it is so much more expensive to eat healthy than it is to eat crappy. And he was setting out to disprove this. Now, my wife and I had some conversations, if you will, about that this week as well, because I am really into asparagus right now, and spaghetti squash. Now, spaghetti squash is cheap. Asparagus, on the other end, not so cheap. Did find it on sale for $2.99 a pound, but one day I bought it and must have misread the price or something. It was $4 a pound, which is pretty expensive. So it was $7 for a thing of asparagus. But that fed both of us for a meal. And when you compare it, his point was, compare it to going out. What else did I have with the meal? Okay, we had 2 pieces of frozen salmon. The whole bag of frozen salmon, probably 10 pieces, was $7 on sale. So we're talking $14 to feed both of us. A very good meal. And seasoned the way I like it, cooked in a little bit of EVOO, and pan-seared salmon with Cajun spices, low salt. So we're talking $14 versus salmon and asparagus meal. Let's take the high end. You go to Donovan's or Ruth's Chris or something like that, which I don't go to unless I have a gift card too or something. I used to love those places, but right now they don't have an interest to me because paying that kind of money for something I can eat 4 ounces of is not very fun. So $14 for 2 of us. And normally a salmon and asparagus meal like that, even at wherever you can get it, is probably going to be $18 to $19 a person, plus whatever drinks you get, plus whatever appetizers you get, plus whatever dessert you get. So, his point was it's crazy different how much even what seems expensive on the outside, shopping the outside of the grocery store tends to be not as expensive. So our homework assignment was to, and this is for a couple weeks from now, well, 3 weeks from now, 4 weeks from now, was to come back with examples of why. So let's say, for example, you were making your own stir fry, chicken, veggies. The amount of chicken you get in for example, we'll say P.F. Chang's. I love P.F. Chang's. I'm not trying to bust on them, but for the amount of chicken you get in a P.F. Chang's stir fry that you can buy at a grocery store, which is probably $8, $9 a bag. My guess is you're not getting 4 ounces of chicken or 6 ounces of chicken. I'm sure we could find that somehow. That's one chicken breast. So imagine you're getting 10 chicken breasts for $7. So one chicken breast is going to cost you less than $1. Okay, we'll say 75 cents. You're talking a head of broccoli, about $1. If you get that much in the PFJ, peppers, onions, whatever else is in there, you're probably going to spend $3 or $4 to feed yourself at home using that with spices and sauces that you can control, mind you. Whereas that box, that bag, is going to feed you maybe once, and it's not going to be good. I guess if you like it, then it's good. But it's, his point was the cost comparison. It's do it for yourself. Go get the receipts, see what you're spending, and compare them. And for the most part, you really are going to come out saving by eating healthier. Especially for us bandsters. I mean, it's 4 ounces of meat. That's not a lot of meat when you measure it out. And tuna, for example, go buy a tuna sandwich somewhere compared to making your own tuna sandwich or tuna on Ritz, which is what I do, and it's not even close. So that was what we discussed there. We also discussed, here's where I need some help, how to make gourmet with small appliances. For example, how do you make a gourmet meal with a George Foreman? I've got some ideas. How do you make a gourmet meal in a crock pot? How do you make a great tasting meal? It doesn't necessarily need to be gourmet if you're not a cook. A great tasting meal for a Lapband patient in a small appliance. A toaster, for example. So we have great support groups because we get to go and eat. Which for Lapbanders is fun because there's a ton of food left over because nobody eats anything. Which is great. It's a good feeling. The surgeon, Dr. Simpson, eats a ton while he's there, but he's trying. He's trying to try everything, and he votes on the winner and gives some good prizes. The last time we had support group, we had, it was make your best vegetable dish. There were some amazing dishes that I still want to try, the veggie chips and some different things like that. So nutrition is a huge part of what these support groups are. So if you guys have any suggestions on a good meal, kind of a gourmet meal, that I can make in a small appliance. I have a George Foreman, I have a crock pot. I don't have a toaster, like a toaster oven type thing. So I'm pretty much, as far as cooking goes, George Foreman and the crock pot. So I saw some really good crock pot stuffed lamb shanks, which look pretty amazing. I'm not sure the fat content in lamb or how good of a lean meat that is for you, but something that I will research. But that could be expensive, depending on where you go. So I may need to find a good butcher. But my guess is I'll make some sort of fish meal since I'm very, very much into seafood right now. So anyway, as far as eating goes for me, it's going good. There was a point there, 2 weeks into solid foods, where I was really kind of going over the edge. I was still losing weight like crazy, but I felt like I could lose more. I was eating too much. I had gone to Lapband.com, and God bless them, they have dessert stuff on there. And the peanut butter crinkles, the banana pudding, it was really good, but I realized after a while that I didn't need it. It tasted awesome, but I was eating too much. Now I'm taking an apple, and it really does satisfy the sweet cravings for the most part. I always have some teriyaki beef jerky ready, and I just nibble on it, and sometimes that's all it takes. I am a firm believer in grazing and losing weight that way. I think your body needs stuff to burn, but this is my theory. It's not. It's definitely not what my surgeon subscribes to, and I'm doing a modified version at this point. If I'm hungry, I'm going to eat something, but it's very, very limited, and it's usually a piece or two of beef jerky, only protein or a fruit.